Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Police Department will once again participate in the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, or CALEA, accreditation process. As a part of this assessment, GPD extends an opportunity for the public to share input via the CALEA Accreditation Public Comment Portal, which can be accessed online. The purpose of this public portal is to receive comments regarding an agency's compliance with CALEA standards, engagement in the service community, delivery of public safety services, and overall candidacy for accredited status. These comments can be in the form of commendations or concerns. The overall intent of the accreditation process is to provide the participating agency with information to support continuous improvement, as well as foster the pursuit of professional excellence. It is important to note CALEA is not an investigatory body, and subsequently, the public portal should not be used to submit information for that purpose. Additionally, there will be no response other than acknowledgement to your submission. However, the information will be considered in context to its relevance to compliance with standards and the tenets of the accreditation process. For more information or to ask questions related to the accreditation process, contact the accreditation section at 336-373-7793. Guilford Works, in partnership with Hub for Hope of Evangel Fellowship, has launched a new NC Works Community Hub. This will connect residents in East Greensboro with in-person access to employment services, education, training, and a mobile career center. The NC Works Community Hub is located at 2207 East Cone Boulevard on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. In addition to the weekly services, the partnership includes plans for workforce events throughout the year, including Fresh Start events for Justice Served, job fairs, and youth-focused workforce initiatives. Guilford Works Executive Director Dr. Danielle Harrison said this partnership allows us to meet residents where they are, bringing workforce services directly to the community. Expanding the collaboration with Hub for Hope takes an existing relationship one step further to better support individuals facing barriers to employment. This Hub for Hope location represents the first long-term officially designated hub of its kind established by Guilford Works. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is expected this spring to recognize the expanded services and ongoing commitment to workforce access on Greensboro's east side. For more information, visit Guilford Works online. The City of Greensboro hosted its first RAVE Employee of the Year Award luncheon in the Melvin Municipal Office Building. RAVE stands for Respect, Accountability, Value, and Excellence. Members of the city's Employee Engagement Advisory Committee bestowed the honor on Ethan Inglehorn with the Information Technology Department. Inglehorn was among a pool of 6 winners of the RAVE Employee of the Month Award. The recognition program started in July 2025. Assistant Payroll Manager Laura Reynolds nominated Inglehorn for his faithful service to the payroll team in the Financial and Administrative Services Department. Reynolds cited an experience in October 2025 when Inglehorn resolved an obstacle to producing a critical payroll report with a state-imposed deadline fast approaching. He took ownership of the situation and spent several days ensuring the report's timely and accurate delivery. A graduate of Eastern Michigan University, Inglehorn joined the city in 2019 after working for High Point University and Bank of America. Inglehorn will be recognized during the February 3rd meeting of the Greensboro City Council. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Cablecast. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. The city's transportation safety team is working to address speeding, excessive noise, and pedestrian safety in neighborhoods across Greensboro. Coming up after the break, we'll update you on the program offering customized engineering and education solutions. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Promoting safe streets in all Greensboro neighborhoods is happening through resident collaboration, engineering analysis, and community-driven planning. Joining me now to give us an update on the Neighborhood Traffic Management Program is Hannah Cockburn. She is the director of the city's Department of Transportation. Hello, Hannah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So let's talk about neighborhood traffic management. It is a big conversation, as many people have observed people speeding through their neighborhoods. How has the program been received since it started in 2025?
Well, we're very excited to share how well received the program has been. Over the 2 cycles of accepting applications, we've received nearly 400 requests for locations to be further studied. And out of those, we've begun working with neighborhoods to implement temporary measures. We're calling them pop-ups, so that we can evaluate the impact of making changes before we make a permanent installation.
Okay, and what would be an example of the pop-up?
So one example that people might be familiar with is Pembroke Road, where we installed a variety of different solutions along that corridor that is a common cut through to reach Friendly Center.
Okay.
So things like chicanes, lane narrowing, markings, and changes to the way access to the neighborhood occurs from Bryan Boulevard.
Okay, sure. So with that, you clearly have a lot of feedback, so that means you've got a lot of work in store this year. What can we expect to see?
So based on the program scores from each of the locations that we've evaluated, we've identified a group of additional locations where we're beginning to work with the neighbors to identify ways to solve the problems they've identified. These include places like Friendswood Drive, Hobbs Road, South Josephine Boyd, as well as South Benbow Road.
Okay, so lots of ground is being covered, and I'm sure residents are excited when they see things are happening in their specific neighborhood streets. Now, shifting gears and taking us downtown, in 2024, you implemented the downtown parking plan. Recently, we've implemented some changes downtown. You may be paying to park in some spaces, so tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So as part of the implementation strategy for the downtown parking plan, we've identified some key locations where beginning to charge for parking will help ensure that there is more availability in locations where there's a high level of demand. So these include places like our surface lots that access Elm Street, as well as the Elm McGee lot, the lot just south of Gate City Boulevard, which is a temporary gravel lot, is going to a charged per day rate. To ensure that we're adequately managing access to those high demand locations.
Okay, and how long would you say is the education period where we're kind of easing into it and not necessarily ticketing people?
Yep, we started at the beginning of the year, and over the next 10 to 15 additional days, we'll continue to educate people about what the expectation is in these locations, and then we will begin working with parking enforcement, which is a part of the police department, to ensure that we are doing adequate enforcement and doing it in a fair way.
Okay, well, fair is good. And on any of these updates that you've given us, plus the multitude of other projects that your department covers for transportation, where can people find more information about where to park or just anything else transportation related?
Sure. Our transportation website attached to the city website is chock full of information, including places where you can find public parking and what the rates are, as well as information about our long-range plans, our neighborhood traffic safety management program, which has a nice interactive map where you can see where locations are being considered.
Okay.
All of that is on our website.
Okay, well, we have it at the bottom of the screen. Hannah, thank you. We know you're so busy, especially as we enter into winter weather time, so we appreciate you stopping by to give us updates about those key projects. Come back anytime and let us know what else is happening in transportation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some special events happening this week on the town. The Tony Award-winning musical comedy Shucked comes to the Tanger Center for 8 shows, January 27th through February 1st. The Wall Street Journal calls it flat out hilarious, and nobody knows funny like economists. Featuring award-winning writers and directors, this corn-fed, cornbread American musical is sure to satisfy your appetite for great musical theater. Get tickets and more information at tangercenter.com. The Greatest Show on Earth returns to the First Horizon Coliseum with 8 shows, January 29th through February 1st, with a high-energy, music-driven experience with bold circus performances, unforgettable characters, and a non-stop party vibe. This new production moves at the speed of today's world, fast-paced, dynamic, and full of energy. Find tickets at gsocomplex.com. The Carolinas Full Throttle Custom Bike Show comes to the Special Events Center January 31st. Some $12,000 in cash prizes will be awarded to the winning motorcycles in 25 classes. Enjoy vendors, live music, tattoos, and fashion shows at this indoor motorcycle experience event. Visit gsocomplex.com for tickets and more information. In celebration of National Storytelling Week and the start of a lunar cycle, the Hemp Hill Branch Library welcomes author and storyteller Dominique Day Hunter, January 31st. She'll discuss her collection of poems and tales titled Seeds, Stories of Afro-Indigenous Resilience, and her children's book, Sweet Berry, which follows the moon cycles. Learn more about this free event online at greensborolibrary.org. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Office of Sustainability and Resilience hosted the 4th annual Live Green Awards, recognizing exceptional efforts to keep the green in Greensboro. The Energy Wise Award goes to Robert Powell for nearly 5 decades of leadership in solar energy and sustainable architectural design, improving housing conditions for low-income families. The In Touch with Nature Award was presented to Greensboro Downtown Greenway for excellence in environmental stewardship by being accessible to all residents. The Sustainability Champion Award was presented to A Simple Gesture and Goodwill Industries of Central North Carolina. A Simple Gesture addresses food waste and food insecurity by connecting surplus food from local businesses to community organizations and residents. Goodwill diverted more than 17 million pounds of unwanted material and e-waste from landfills, supporting a circular economy. The Unity in Sustainability Award goes to Forge Greensboro for providing access to training and technology to gain workforce-ready skills. Last but not least, the Waste Not Award recognized city employees Macy DeMoss and Ashley Robinson for educating residents about recycling and waste reduction. Congratulations to all the winners. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Greensboro Department of Transportation. GDOT invites the public to attend an open house on the Atlantic and Yadkin or FYI Greenway Extension project. The event will take place from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, January 27th at Guilford Park Presbyterian Church on Fernwood Drive. Residents are encouraged to stop by at their convenience during the open house to review maps, ask questions, and speak directly with the project team. The open house will provide the latest project details and the construction schedule. The FYI Greenway Extension will add a 12-foot wide shared path between Hill Street and Rollins Road, significantly improving connectivity for walking and biking. The project also includes several new sidewalk connections to the Greenway and a planned redesign of the Battleground Avenue, Benjamin Parkway, West Smith Street intersection to improve safety and traffic flow. For more information about the FYI Greenway Extension project, visit the city's website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City in Espanol, plus GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.